Outside the Zimbabwean embassy in London, celebrations have begun among some opposition supporters as the Mugabe era appears to be nearing its end.
We really appreciate what he had done before, but unfortunately, he couldn't make a good move when he was supposed to step down. He should have stepped down long time ago.
Instead, Robert Mugabe has clung to power for close to 4 decades, routinely crushing political dissent. Following election violence in 2002, Britain and the European Union imposed a travel ban on the president. His apparent ouster should be treated with caution, argues analyst Nick Branson of the Africa Research Institute.
There's a need for cool heads and some back-channeling and some, quite quiet discussions behind the scenes, rather than megaphone diplomacy, which is what Britain has historically fallen into.
Britain's Foreign Secretary offered this reaction to the military takeover.
Nobody wants simply to see the transition from one unelected tyrant to the next. No one wants to see that. We want to see proper, free and fair elections next year, and that's what we will be working towards.
Restraint was urged by the European Union.
The fundamental rights of all the citizens need to be respected and the constitutional order and democratic governance to be upheld.
Veterans of Zimbabwe's struggle for independence remain the driving force within the ruling ZANU-PF. Among them, former Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa, viewed as heir apparent until his firing last week by President Mugabe. This apparently triggered the military takeover.
They're merely trying to manage the transition, having clearly been quite alarmed by his sidelining of Emmerson Mnangagwa and working on the assumption that he was going to try and install Grace Mugabe, who has no Liberation War credentials.
Those credentials led Mugabe to power. Now fellow veterans have decided his time is up. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.